He did that and he realized he had another city in Belton with. Couldn't be here, so that was the reason all the changes were taking place over time.
So we probably need to confer with the council about that, wouldn't?
No, with the council.
I mean, no.
Larry,
Well,
he ain't got nothing to do with this.
well, then we need to be here.
But at this point, at this point, I don't care if he's here or not. At this point, I don't even give a crap no more.
Part of the reason why I think that they moved it to the 4th is because Matthew requested it, and Matthew hasn't been to a meeting since when?
Yeah, since ever.
I haven't seen him in months.
He had another city he met with on that 4th Thursday and he forgot about it, and that's after he changed it.
So.
I do know from a billing standpoint that it does harm
Do y'all want it
by
on?
sending out checks, doing it so late at the month. So I think it would be better to do it the 3rd week.
Third week, do y'all
That's my
want to,
opinion.
what do y'all want to put on? Y'all want to put it on a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday?
So I can't do Tuesdays, and I can't do the first Thursday of the month.
What about Mondays? What about, cause Mondays.
Monday's not a good day.
Not a good
for me
day?
to
Okay,
meet.
cause I'm trying to make it, cause you got kids in sports and they play on Thursday nights. I'm trying to get away from Thursdays, is what I'm trying to do.
So I teach class on Tuesday nights.
Tuesday nights, you click SAS, what about Wednesday? What about Wednesday?
Second
Wednesday's
Wednesday.
typically a church night, if anybody goes to
Yeah,
church.
Wednesday's church night. I'm trying to get away from all the kids stuff, because I know you got kids, I know you got grandkids and kids. I'm trying to get away from all the kids stuff. What about Friday? Friday's kinda suck though, because it's starting the weekend. Well, I'll let y'all decide. Y'all just think on it, because it don't matter to me.
I'll put this out there. Tuesday interrupts margarita night.
Yeah. So it's up to you, man, because you don't want to do Mondays and you can't do Tuesdays. Wednesday's church night, Thursdays football games and stuff, and I know your boy plays ball.
Well, I mean, ultimately, it's just really one Thursday. We committed to it, so
Y'all want to keep it on Thursday then?
I think that's probably
The
the best day.
the third Thursday?
That's fine.
The third, is that how hard you are, the third Thursday?
Mhm.
Okay. Anybody else want anything to say? Okay. Discuss, the city secretary, discuss the tax pool account.
On the last packet, down on the end, because I thought that was where Holly was gonna sit.
Oh,
You're good.
It's just a resolution to change who has access to text pool. And whenever we file that, it will supersede any prior authorization. So basically it'll delete everyone else besides who's listed on that page.
okay. I think that that's something that we need to get done just to make sure, because as of right now, I am really the only active person that is on the council that is in text pool, and we need 2 people in there. And then if, to my knowledge, nobody's been removed from it, and the previous mayor was in
Still
there,
on
so we wanna get him out.
Same thing with the bank stuff, which is the next item. We just
Okay.
need to update all the signers.
Anybody else got anything to say? Anybody want to say anything about
But
that?
I heard you say, Holly, y'all need to remove people on both bank and tax pool.
We have to remove the signers,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
that's not been done yet.
Yeah, but I'm saying you have to, normally the bank asks to see a minute when you remove somebody and add them.
Yeah, I usually take that.
Yeah,
She usually gives
but they're
it back.
doing things differently now. They're not even accepting minutes from us anymore,
Okay.
really.
But David's gonna make a resolution for the bank one.
Yeah,
You could just automate this for all future processes. That way every time it changes, it does the same thing.
well, it doesn't necessarily work that way either, unfortunately.
No,
Not
it
when
was-
you're dealing with the
you
financial
got-
Whenever I was mayor, it
institutions.
was a nightmare getting names changed over, and they wanted like 4 or 5 different forms just to confirm that people actually
And they have to
transitioned.
have wet signatures for everything. They don't do, they don't do it e-signatures
Yeah,
anymore.
I'll do that. Okay.
Just-
I
just
thought
like
it'd be a little more
checks.
simple than that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no,
That would've made it
unfortunately,
count.
It's
That would've
complicated.
made it count.
Okay, amend authorized signatures at KB Banks. This is you, yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of what we just touched on.
Okay. We talked about that, and yeah, that's a headache, because we all have to go down and sign. Discuss order of election. Okay. Anybody got anything to say about that?
Well, it should have been done on the 13th, so it's kinda after the fact, but,
Yeah. Yeah.
according to James Goldsmith, or Mr. Goldsmith down at the election office, it's already been, he's gonna print a ballot, cause I asked him the other day what happened if it wasn't taken
Yeah.
care of on time.
They'll print a ballot. Is that, y'all know the situation. Okay.
Do we have to draw or anything, or?
Yeah,
we do- I mean,
we'll draw in the meeting. Okay, discuss whether to appoint anybody in the mayor position or the other position. Okay, I'll talk to y'all about this for a second. We waited too long because the 8 days was up. Now we have to have a special election, but we only got 3 more meetings that cost the city, so y'all just wanna kinda wing it the next 3 meetings until we get it full?
Yeah, I would
Okay,
say so, probably.
okay, all right, anybody else got anything to say about that?
But, well, even if you called a special election, Bucky, it wouldn't be held until the May 2nd election, so
Exactly,
it's kinda immature whether or not you
yeah,
call it.
yeah, exactly. Okay, discuss getting Secretary of State opinion. Okay, I done did that. I done talked to the Secretary of the State, I did all that. And I'll explain to y'all in the regular meeting about all that. We really ain't gonna talk about that anyway, but I'll talk about it and I'll tell y'all what I found out.
So, there won't be any discussion on that.
I'll discuss it.
I know you will, but we won't be able to.
Okay, you can discuss it right now if you
Well,
want, right?
I kind of looked through this, but where in here does this address our problem with residency? What part of this, what section of it addresses our problem?
Yeah, I didn't see that, and I seen stuff about college kids and stuff, but I didn't see
Oh.
where
hey,
it talked about are eligible, it's just talking about eligible voters. but-
Yeah, well, that's why I said I called the Secretary of State and I found out.
That was
About-
stuff that, that was the one that David wanted me to put in the packet, so he's probably gonna touch on this one
Yeah,
when he
Well-
gets here.
But there's one he didn't give you, he should have given you, it was done in 1964 by the Supreme Court, and it was Mills versus Bartlett, when you had a similar situation come up, but it was on a guy that in Van Zandt County that tried to run for the DA's office, and the Supreme Court denied him ballot application.
He did not send me that one.
I know he didn't.
So,
He tried, this was over college stuff here, about kids living in one town and going to school and college in another.
Yeah.
Really, it's apples and oranges we're talking about here. This thing
I
is.
think the reason he included this is because they kind of go into the definition of residency from a legal standpoint, but I'm not an attorney and I'm gonna let him speak on it.
Well, I said that was all over college students.
Yeah.
Well, they could register in either place, they couldn't vote. They could register either whether to school or to home,
Yeah.
say in Fort Worth and they were in Waco. They could register in a place, but they couldn't register in both and vote in both.
Go ahead, Brian.
That's what that was all
so
about.
you can't run for office or hold an office, and you cannot vote unless your house sits, you lay your head in the city.
Nope, I called Secretary of State.
So who's gonna go around and tell all these people that have been voting for all these years that they can't vote anymore?
They can.
How? They don't live in
If
the
you,
city
go-
limits.
if your land, if your house, let's just put it this way, okay, let's say, this is your house, and your land is 100 acres back that way, and only an acre of it, the city cuts it off. If that city touches your land, all you gotta go is go down there and register to vote for Gholson. That's all you got. I found it out from the state.
Wait a minute, that's,
So if your land is in the city, you can run for city office, you can vote in the city.
That's if your house is on the land too.
Yeah.
okay, but answer my question about who's gonna go tell these people that have been voting for years in the city of Gholson that their house is in the county, it's not in the city limits, and now they can't vote anymore.
No, that's what he's saying.
That's what I'm
They
saying.
can.
You
They can.
can.
Hey,
Well, then
look,
why can't you run for office?
you can.
You can.
That's what he's saying.
So, all this hoopla about
I'm
not,
glad you found that out, Bucky.
all this
Maybe-
hoopla about not being able to hold office, all this hell raising that's been done about somebody living outside the city limits, now it's okay?
That's why we looked it up. That's why
Well, why
I
didn't we
called
look that up before we started all this crap on social media?
Well, I didn't start it. I'm just telling you, I've looked it up. I'm trying to be fair.
So
I got a question.
So we got a man right now that pulled his application for council because of this.
No,
No, he did that because his daddy passed away and he didn't want to mess with it. I talked to him the other
And
day.
Did they mention, Buggy, when you talked to intent?
Yeah, they said the tent out the door. The reason they said that, the state senators, most of them don't even live where they're practicing.
Well, we know that.
Yeah,
We know
so
that for years.
they said, it really don't matter. They said,
Well,
they said as long, they said if the city line even touches your property, goes to your property, I'm talking like 2 feet, all you gotta go down there and register for Gholson. Register for Gholson. You like a GDA there, all she gotta do is go register. All she gotta do is register for Gholson, she can vote. She can vote for Gholson.
Reason I'm asking about the intent, because to me, this word's been thrown around a lot, okay, by the attorney and everybody else. He was intending to, well, my point on the thing is, if you were intending to be in the city limits, why didn't you have your land annexed in? Anybody. I don't care who, I'm not saying out anybody. If you intend to be in the city, why don't you have your land? Because anybody can ask to have their land annexed in.
Absolutely.
Okay, and that would make sense if you're that serious about it. I really don't want anybody voting on things that's gonna affect me personally, and stuff that lives outside the city limits, and doesn't pay the city taxes on his house and stuff, making decisions that's gonna affect me. That's not right.
Well, then that's an issue you would need to take up with the Secretary of State.
Well, yeah, Secretary of State, but there's a way to get around it. A way to get around it for us. You make a resolution that you gotta live in the city to run. And see, we can do that. We can actually do that with
But that doesn't exist now.
it don't exist now, no. It don't exist, and, anybody, as long as you have a house, own some land, that a piece of your land is in Gholson, you can run. That's the way it was explained to me. See, how everybody thought that half your house had to be in. You had to split your house, but they said that's not true. So anyway, yeah, so if any of y'all live outside the city limits and your land is in the city limits, y'all can go down there and register to vote for Gholson. So, yes,
So
ma'am.
in other words, if we pay, city of Gholson taxes, we're considered, if we go down and register to vote,
You'll vote for Gholson, yeah. Tell them you want to register for Gholson. If you pay Gholson city taxes, you'll vote for Gholson anyway.
I'm just trying to clarify.
Yes, yeah, that's the way they told me. That's the way I was told.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, no problem. So, yeah, because I talked to them and I talked to, TMS.
Have you talked,
Both of them told me the same exact thing.
have you talked to Jared Goldsmith?
No, not yet.
Well, they've got a voter roll for the city of Gholson. And I think if you pay city taxes, you're on that roll where your house is in city limits or not.
Yeah.
I didn't even think you had to have a house.
Well,
Because,
you can rent, but you
Yeah, you gotta live, you gotta live.
well, you gotta live there, but you don't have to have a house.
You gotta get mail there,
You gotta register to vote there, yeah.
no.
Mailing address.
but you need to live there.
Yeah, you gotta live there.
Okay, well,
Well, I mean, how you live on your land is how you live on it. I think when they were saying house, it doesn't necessarily have to be a brick and mortar house. It can be
yeah, mobile.
whatever.
It could be, it could be a tent. if
I was
you got a
just
mobile.
thinking of apartment complexes and stuff and how people, if they lived in an apartment, couldn't run.
Yeah,
That's what I was
if you
getting
lived in the,
at.
yes. Any kind of residence.
Yeah, a residence, well, if you live in an apartment, you can still run.
That's what I'm saying.
You have you'd have to have a P.O. box in, we ain't got no P.O. box here.
Basically, it says domicile, and your domicile is actually defined where you live and sleep,
Where you lay your head is what
where you
they
lay your head.
Well, most people live in apartments, they don't pay land taxes.
Not, but they got a P.O. box.
They do pay taxes.
It's through their rent.
It's,
Yeah,
Through the
it's marked
rent.
up through the rent. It
Okay, so they
reimburses the
consider
owner
that-
of the
Yeah.
property.
Okay.
Yeah, through the rent, and then they usually have a P.O. box. They ain't got a mailbox, but they have a P.O. box. As long as you have a P.O. box, you're good. But here in Ghost, we ain't got no post office, no P.O. box, none of that stuff. Which would be
Yeah, but
good, which would
you
be
could
good if we
probably
got
still
one.
have a P.O. box that was elsewhere. Most apartment complexes, though, have their own little mail
Is
boxes.
there somebody who's running who doesn't live here?
Huh?
Is there somebody who's running who doesn't live
No,
here?
we just looking into it.
Okay.
Okay. Well, all right, I'll adjourn the workshop and we'll come back in about, what, 10 minutes, 5 minutes?
Might have to wait this.
Go ahead, wait until the time you posted for that meeting.
Yeah, we're still
So
working.
you put 7:30 on, you just wait till 7:30.
Okay, well, it's 7:30 then. We're done with the workshop. We'll talk to y'all soon, see y'all soon. You wanna go back there? I got it if y'all want.
Yeah.
Come on, John. Sorry, I didn't know I had it at 7:30. I appreciate it.
Is Rick supposed to be there? Supposed to, he said he
Call to order. Go ahead, Rick.
Dear Lord, help us to go through this meeting and successfully and hear out what needs to be heard out and make decisions accordingly. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Approval of minutes.
Make a motion to approve the minutes.
I second.
Everybody? Aye.
Yep.
This is January regular, minute meeting, okay. Citizens comment, public, and you get 5 minutes, and don't go over. Engage anything that's on the agenda, not anything that's not on the agenda. And, so, anybody got anything to say?
I got a question.
Yeah.
When you get the financial report, I've got several questions about it. Do I need to address that now or later?
I don't care, address it now, address it later.
For questions, it's always better to do it after the citizen comment period, so the council can actually respond,
Okay,
just so the council knows.
Okay,
okay, I've got the comments I want to make.
okay.
I'm Billy Sparks, 1067 Western Chapel Road. And this has to do with things that have gone on for the last 2.5, 3 years. And it's about us being gaslighted as citizens out here and stuff. And for example, in May of 23, y'all never had to canvass the vote on your agenda. And you got an election coming up here pretty soon, so that's going to have to be done. It was not placed on the agenda. It was told that the McLean County Election Office could canvass the vote. Well, that's not true. And there was an article written by TML Legislative Service Director, one of the attorneys, and she asked the question, where could canvassing take place? Canvass can only take place in an open meeting of the council. Now, only 2 members have to do the canvassing, but it's got to be a called meeting. And that's in the election code section 67.03B and section 67.004A. Also, and this happened back, and I understand that, but in 24, I filed 5 complaints because y'all did not follow the laws on passing a budget and everything, and you didn't ever, we never had a hearing. You passed the tax rate on the 28th day instead of waiting till after the 30th. And I received a letter from the attorney saying that you were correct that there was not strict adherence to the code, and there wasn't. But they got this excuse, well, you had budget proposed, budget workshops and everything, and citizens are hearing and comment. Well, that's like having a workshop today and calling it a council meeting. We never got to hearing, and the tax rate was passed, actually illegally. Also, I want to address open records request. On 25th of November, 24th of November 25, I did an open records request, and I asked for a map to, if on Quillen Trace, 1163 Quillen Trace was in the city of English. And I got a response that none of this stuff existed. And the letter I got was, they asked me to clarify what I was wanting. And I gave them the name of the farm, the boundaries on the east and west side, and the farm number and the people that owned it. And I was this letter told me, it says, having searched through Gholson's records using the identifiers above, the city is unable to locate the responsive documents concerning tree removal. Well, you did have some documentation. You got this map over here, which would show very clearly that that piece of property was not in the city limits and stuff. I even sent them a copy of this, showing them and stuff. And then I asked for the receipt. Well, I was told, according to this, there was this receipt. Well, there is an invoice on it. And it was dated December 27th of 24 at 2:02 p.m. It says, on Monday morning, we received a phone call from Eddie, the mayor, of a tree that had broken and fell into another large elm. Shortly after that, our crew arrived and removed both trees and hauled all the debris away for a total amount of $3,800. So, again, I've been gaslighted on this stuff. And I do not like being lied to. I'll tell you that in New York Minute and stuff. I even went to Google and found this listed on it, and there was a picture of the house that's on that property. That belongs to Mike Davis. It's not in the city limits. He doesn't pay city taxes, and the trees were the south of that house. And then another thing we were not told, we've got the documentation and stuff, but on January the 9th at approximately 1:30 p.m., city attorney in the presence of Melissa Teal, George Kilgore, and myself was asked by Melissa Teal why City Secretary Molly McGraw did not verify the voter registration with Eddie Oliver for eligibility to be placed on the election ballot for mayor of the city of Gholson in May of 24. And his reply was, it was verified because I checked the eligibility myself and found that there was not a registered vote. He was not a registered voter at the time of the ballot application filed. We did not do anything about it because we were afraid Eddie would sue us. So, and here is his voter registration card. He didn't register to vote until April the 24th of 24, which was after the deadline he signed up, nearly 2 months. And this gaslighting people raises in my mind a question about morals, ethics, credibility, honesty, and everything, and integrity, character, the whole mess. And I don't think I'm the only one that feels this way about this out here. And that's what I think. Thank you.
Anybody else? Anything to say? Anybody else? Going once, going twice. Okay, mayor's report, ain't got no mayor's report, secretary report.
Nothing really.
Okay, city attorney,
Nothing to report this time.
planning and zoning.
They did not meet this month.
Budget committee report.
The budget committee met on February 12th, 2026, at 6 p.m. for the regular meeting. Committee members were present, Billy Sparks, Vivian Gafford, Melissa Teal, Larry McFarland, and Lynn Rock. The minutes of the 3 previous meetings were approved. We discussed a proposed budget format for the 26-27 city Gholson past fiscal year budget and voted to move the action item to the next regular budget committee meeting in March. The committee approved using the Excel spreadsheet and PowerPoint slides as tools for presentation to the city council and any other body of the public to be present at that meeting, which will probably be presented in mid-July to them. Also discussed during the purpose requisitions and budget change request form for upcoming budget year. The next regular budget committee meeting will be held Thursday, March 12th, 2026 at 6 p.m. Meeting adjourned at 7:12 p.m.
Okay. Council considering item on the market asterisk. Council members can request a particular item be removed from the contents of the future discussion. Approval of January finances.
I got some questions, several of them. I noticed you have in your general fund $223,370.42. when you look down at the CDs, there's 3 CDs showing 0. So is that money put in checking? Where's the money at?
The money is currently in the bank account, and the previous meetings all explain, that we've had, all explain what's going on with that. Right now, we had to close out 2 of the CDs, we voted as a council to do that. And then we were going to transfer the money over to the tax pool account so that they draw better interest. That was discussed a couple meetings ago. The other one was also discussed a couple of meetings ago that you are aware of, because I know you and I have talked about it already, that is the one that they're going back and giving us interest on. However, because of signatures and everything else, Cadence Bank is dragging their feet on that. I believe that now, everything should be taken care of, and they're gonna be giving us the interest back on that. But for now, it's showing 0 here because they did not renew it until they go back and fix that error there.
Okay.
The others are sitting in the general fund right now until we can get this situation with the tax pool tonight addressed with them, so that we can then make some transfers over into that money. But we have to get the former mayor off of there. So.
Okay. All right, okay, January 25th is showing, January 25th to, October 25th to January, and then on October 24th, January 25th, okay. Over here on, y'all paid all you, I guess, all those different insurances on TML liability, and this one, this is TML liability risk insurance.
What you said? Let me just speak up. Yeah, we can't hear you.
I said, the TML risk insurance hasn't been paid yet, or has it, or what?
Yeah, we voted on paying.
Okay.
Last meeting, didn't we? TML thing? Okay. Yeah, we voted on paying.
Okay. I'm trying to figure out if I'm looking at this right or not. Over here on your income, you've got interest, it says actual 12,000, so that's what you've already collected this year, actually, the interest. Because in the budget, you're showing 10,000. So what I'm looking at is, I guess, you collected more interest than you actually budgeted, is that correct? That's on the city of Gholson budget, budget actually.
Well, it looks like there's a high $7,000 interest that was collected in December. The only thing that I would be able to do there is find out what composes that balance.
Okay, I'm just wondering, I know property taxes, most of those come in the first 3 or 4 or 5 months. So, it looks like, I guess you've actually collected for 37,000 and you budgeted 33 for sales tax income. The reason I'm asking is because I know on the budget you had 90-something thousand for the sales income, sales tax income. But on here it's showing, I'm confused about where these numbers come from.
Unless it splits it, and that's the to-date figures.
Huh?
Unless that software splits it, and those might be the to-date figures, because on the actual budget, the projected sales tax was 100,000, and the projected interest was 30,000. So unless that's only like a third of
Well,
it.
the reason I'm asking, because it's got budget and actual.
Yeah, what I'm saying is that budget number looks like it's just the, like, to-date budgeted amount, like it's split by
Well,
month by month,
yeah,
so
I'm
like
looking
next
at-
month would say like 36,000 or something, a little bit more. But I don't know, I would have to ask Gail about that. But just preliminary looking at it, looks like that's only about a third of what is actually projected.
Thank you.
But I'll send her a message and I'll ask her if that's,
It's just confusing looking
Yeah.
at them.
Oh, yeah, no,
It's not making sense.
I agree, I'll get her a message.
Approval of January finance report. Second. All in favor? Approve and act upon authorization to issue payments, bills, purchasing orders, and accounts payable.
Motion carries.
Second.
Consider act
Was that
on.
Rick second?
Consider act on, filling vacancy on budget committee. Y'all got a vacancy on the budget committee?
There was no applicants.
It shouldn't be on there.
So we have it on there every month, just in case I get an application, they can address it. But there are no applications for the budget committee or the.
Well,
we don't have any applications.
y'all limited that to 5.
Yes, you can't put any more on there.
Now,
It's like, it's one of those things that just stays on the agenda all the time, but
It
that's,
shouldn't stay on the agenda. If you've got, unless you've got a vacancy, it shouldn't stay on there. Period.
For both committees, I recommend just keeping it on there. That way you can always address it in PP, or just ignore it in the consent agenda if need be. The reason is the planning and zoning committee has so many people coming in and out that it's become a real problem trying to keep track of when to put it on, when to put it off.
I don't think you're gonna have that problem with us.
Yeah, but I don't think so either. I like to treat all the committees the same. That way, in case something happens, y'all are prepared and ready to go.
We need to change that commission to committee.
That was changed.
On planning and zoning. Items consider council may vote on each item set on the agenda. Consider an act on possibly reversing the regular meeting dates and times. Okay, we talked about this earlier, so one y'all wanna do it?
We talked about the third Thursday, would that be good for you?
Yeah, just any night but Tuesday.
I just thought about this after we discussed it earlier, which is, since we had such a huge gap, and sometimes it is difficult for people to make it here by 6 o'clock, especially if they're getting off and, we go, what if we pushed the workshop to starting at 6:30?
That's fine, by all means, whatever y'all do, I'm gonna vote with y'all whatever time.
Actually, y'all used to do 6:30.
Yeah, that's fine.
And then regular meeting at 7:30?
That's fine with me, whatever y'all wanna do.
Perhaps.
Yeah, I'd come from Woodway, so that works for me.
Does that work for you, Jonathan?
Yeah.
Okay.
Then I make a motion that we move the meetings to the third Thursday of every month with the workshop starting at 6:30 and regular meetings at 7:30.
Can we make the regular meetings, can she put it in a word where right after the, workshop's over, we can start that one? Or do we have to have a time on it, because sometimes the meetings ain't gonna last that long, we have to wait around.
Because if you set your meeting for 7:30, because your issue is like the workshop sometimes doesn't take that long, right?
Yeah, cause this workshop, we had, what, lasted 10 minutes?
The important part is to have the meeting at the same time. So if you know it's a short workshop, you could always post it 3 business days in advance to start at 7 instead of
Okay,
6:30. But the meeting's always gonna be a hard time.
okay, yeah, so just, Holly, just go ahead and say it like you said it.
Okay. Yeah.
Perfect.
so
I'll
third
second.
Thursday, or workshops start at 6 Thursday, meeting starts at 7:30, and it's the third Thursday.
I'll second.
Y'all voted yes. Okay, consider secretary, consider textbook accounts. What about you, secretary? Go ahead.
She should be filling the form out, and we'll just have to sign at the end of the meeting.
So we need to discuss who needs to be on the actual account right now.
Yeah.
And then my question would be is, with, who do we want that to be? And then, I may have a follow-up question for that.
I don't care who it is, and do y'all care who it is?
What's this for?
For text pool for the
The
cities.
text pool
And
account,
that's just for signatures, right?
I don't care.
signatures and have access to it online to be able to make transfers and such.
I don't care who it is. It's up to y'all, whoever y'all want. Holly, you pick somebody.
Well, I mean, there has to be 2 people on it, at least. And right now it's controlled because nothing can be done without one or the other. So, I mean, my question is, it was Eddie and I were on it before, do we wanna leave it at that? As like the mayor and me, or with the election coming up, will we have to do this again in the, I don't know.
We got 3 months. Can we hold off on it for 3 months? That's the question.
No, we need to put
No,
CDs in there now.
Okay, you want to drop that?
Okay.
Okay, well, I make a motion, we put you and Jonathan on there.
I'll second.
Okay. Okay, that's good. Okay, C, consider act on sign up for all accounts at Cadence Bank. Okay, that's you, Secretary, go ahead.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Do y'all need to make a motion to remove Eddie from the account?
When they file that, or when we submit that text pool document, it'll list who they want on there, and it'll supersede any prior authorizations.
Is that correct, David?
So it'll take off,
I haven't looked at the text pool one.
I got the message straight from text pool. They said that once you fill that out, it'll take anybody else off who's not on that new authorization.
And as council, y'all can do a motion to remove Eddie if needed.
Be a good idea.
But that's up to y'all. If Sarah's saying that everything automatically will do it, then y'all can go with that or the other one. It's kind of up to y'all.
I make a motion, we remove Eddie.
I'll second.
There we go.
All in
Y'all-
favor?
All in favor? Okay, there we go. Cadence Bank, that's the same thing, right? For the text pool?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
I think on that one, you're not adding anybody, you just have to remove Eddie and Zach.
Okay, Eddie and Zach. I make a motion to remove Zach from Cadence Bank
And Eddie,
and Eddie.
I'll second.
Okay, all in favor? All right, consider to act on the election, general election. Okay. So we were supposed to do this a while back, but I think they're already putting us in there anyway. Goldstein, ain't that his name?
Goldsmith.
Goldsmith. So he
Yeah,
already put us on the ballot thing. So we're good on that. I don't even think we got to vote on it.
I would still vote and order the election, just to get your paperwork in order, even though it's gonna be late. Then we'll submit to Jared.
Okay, what do y'all wanna make a motion on ordering election? I make a
What
motion,
does it
we
have to
order,
be?
it was supposed to have been done
No,
last.
I mean, does it have to be worded in a specific manner, or?
Just,
Just to vote to order the 2026 general May election.
Okay.
I make a motion to order the May 2nd, 2026 general election.
I second.
All in favor? Okay. Consider to act on appointing someone filling the mayor's seat. Okay, we're gonna talk about this. Since it's already been the 8 days up, there's no use to even doing it because, we only got 3 more meetings before the election and it'd just be a waste of money. I think we just swing it until then because it'll cost the city money if we have to go to the judge. So I make a motion that we don't appoint nobody at this time because by the time we do get them appointed, the election will be in. So I make a motion we don't do it.
I second.
All in favor? Okay, consider to act on, talking about the Secretary of State. I'll make a motion, I'll just pull this off. We don't even need to talk about this no more. But we did talk about it earlier, so if y'all want me to talk about it, I'll tell you what they told me, because I did call the Secretary of State. And you brought that paper in too. If you have land in Gholson and you live on that land, it don't matter if it's a foot of land. You can put your application in and run, and all you gotta do is go down there and register to vote in Gholson even if you live on that land, but it's not in the city and there's only like a foot of it, you can vote for the city of Gholson. That's what they told me. So, you can. I don't know why they do it that way, but they do it that way. So, they told me you can. So, it is what it is. So if somebody don't live in the city and they get on the council, they absolutely could be on the council. Go ahead, Bill.
Okay, you mentioned something earlier, Bucky, that the city could pass a resolution.
Resolution, exactly. We can
To
pass a
stop that?
resolution. Yeah, to stop it. We can pass a resolution to stop it, but we'll have to put that on the
Yeah, well, I know it's not on the
agenda.
agenda, I'm
Yeah.
just asking a question.
Yes, yes, sir.
Okay.
Absolutely. Okay. Any other questions, anything else? Any questions for y'all? Anything for y'all? Okay. Executive session, we got one?
Yeah.
Okay.
What time are we gaveling out?
Gaveling out,
7:56.
7:56.
No. How you doing? Doing all right? I'm hanging in there good. How about you?
That thing's still recording, Sarah, you got to get off.
Oh, yeah, there's a meeting room back there, a small one, not very big.